Hello and welcome to the Mindset RX series of the Alpha Movement podcast. My name is Tom Foxley and I help athletes, functional athletes that is, gain the champ's mindset. On today's show, I'm going to be touching upon strategies for 18.3 or mental strategies for 18.3 because quite frankly, the physical game, you know it or you don't know it, and there's not much that's going to change that. But before we get into that, I just wanted to touch on a few things. First of all, seminars. We are going to many different places and it takes too long to list them out. So if you're interested in attending a seminar to see if there's one near you, you can head to mindsetrx.com/seminars. And there's a mixture of seminars and workshops going up there, including a free one going up very soon in London. And I'm going to do it. I didn't plan to do this, but it's getting to that point where I've had that many people inquire about the next Inner Athlete Performance Camp that I'm going to be opening it very soon. So if you're interested in joining the next Inner Athlete Performance Camp, what I would do is email me at tom@mindsetrx.com, so mindsetrxd.com, and from there we can kind of have a chat about whether it's the right move for you and kind of and just assess the situation from there. And yeah, hopefully that sounds like fun for you. If not, no worries. So strategies for 18.3. Essentially, this is a skill-based WOD. 3 skillful movements that are going to be complex for most of us. And I'm guessing there's 2 types of athletes that generally listen to this show. Firstly, someone who's a kind of a beginner, intermediate athlete. We've been going for a year, 18 months-ish, and your skill work at this point will be kind of good on some, kind of not so good on some other skills, and your goals are not, although your aspirations for the long term may be competitive. Right now, it's a bit more, you're not going to go to the CrossFit regionals, let's just put it that way. So if that's you, this is going to be a high skill demand WOD, like a very high skill demand WOD with a lot of complexity and a lot of, and a lot of time in there as well. So what we don't want is to be amped up. I'd avoid any pre-workout, any caffeine, and I would be kind of away from that hyped up, freaked out mental state that we might get into. Where I would be is calm, and hopefully you've developed a mental reset button. Hopefully you've developed the ability to calm yourself and focus on a breath and regain your presence. So if you have, it's the time to use that. If you haven't, and we're at like kind of a stress test now, and we're going right in at the deep end, see if when you get very, very worked up about this, see if you can drop it, or like if you get very, very worked up about this, and if you get into the middle of the WOD and you just like, you throw your rope down, it's like fucking double unders, I haven't got these, or you just get like, you can't get a shoulder position right in the overhead squats, and the muscle ups, maybe you got like 1 or 2 anyway, but stringing them together is not happening, and you just feel like kind of giving up. See if you can take 1 deep breath in. And I know it's cliched, but it works. Take 1 deep breath in through the nose. Remind yourself of what I call your inspiration statement, essentially who you want to become, like a short, snappy, punchy phrase that describes exactly who you want to be. Remind yourself of that. Breathe out slowly and get back to it. Because quite frankly, if your goal isn't to get to the CrossFit Games or the CrossFit Regionals or even just be the best in the gym, if your goal isn't one of those, then it doesn't matter. Your paycheck's not on the line. Be cool with it. Have fun. Enjoy the process. It's just another workout. Of course, you want to perform well, but ironically, the way you're going to perform best is by releasing yourself from the outcome and not focusing exclusively on that and focusing on the process. So have fun with that. If you're on the other side of it, if this is everything you've been working towards for the last year, you may, because of the, despite it being the exact same workout and needing a level of calm and ease that I'm sure you're kind of aware of in a very similar way to the other camp of athletes. If you're in that group, you will need to tweak it up a bit. and just tweak up the aggression and how close you are to kind of using that slightly more assertive self-talk, setting slightly longer goals. So for example, if we're looking at the macro versus micro goal setting, if you're in the first camp, you might be looking at setting, I don't know, just get through the first set of double unders. That might be your first goal, and then move on to the next exercise, get through that one exercise, and then move on to the double unders again, then move on to next, and go through it like that. Whereas if you're in the slightly more competitive mindset, you're more likely to break this up into probably quarters, maybe sixths, something like that. Quarters will probably work very nicely for this. So aim to get through the quarters as quickly as you can, and we'll see how you get on with that. So those are the kind of the big differences in there. The main one being you can be a bit harder on yourself if this is your one and only kind of competition strategy, but also you're going to have to regain composure very quickly. Composure is key in this. And what I'd advise you definitely not to do, whichever camp you're in, unless you're in exactly the same camp as I am, do not go out and spend 90 minutes sparring in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You get beaten up, eat a bunch of pasta and then a whole tiramisu, and then go to CrossFit in about an hour's time to hit this WOD, because that's what I'm doing, and it's definitely not the right strategy unless your goal is exactly what I'm looking for, which is fun from CrossFit and the training method from CrossFit, alongside the competition and the competitive nature of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and the fun and the exploration of climbing and skiing and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I'm talking about myself too long. If you enjoyed this episode, if you'd like to hear more of these episodes, you can head to iTunes, leave a 5-star review, tell some friends. Only 5-star reviews, because as we know, I'm a very delicate young man and I need love from all of you, and if I don't get that, I'll be very upset. So only 5-star reviews, please. And also tell friends, and follow me on social media as well. It's a good way to stay in touch. I'm always posting content that's actually useful. I'm not just posting photos of me working out, although that doesn't creep in if my abs are looking spectacular that day. So we will be posting up valuable content every single day. So follow me on Instagram, which is @TomFoxley, or Facebook.com, which is /Tom.Foxley, and you can find me there. And also, if you have any questions for the Q&A episode, there's a few trickling in, and I think that it'd be good with a few more. You can email me at tom@mindsetrx.com, and I shall speak to you soon.